Today's episode is brought to you by Wireless Zone, located in Dunn's Corners, Westerly, Rhode Island. Wireless Zone in Westerly is an authorized Verizon realtor. There you can find all the latest and newest phones, including the iPhone 13. And if you're in the business for a new phone, you can get up to $440 off your new phone with a trade-in of an old phone. And if you have a broken phone, they have a repair zone. There they can help repair your cracked screen. You need a new battery. They have you covered there in the repair zone. Check out Wireless Zone in Westerly, Rhode Island, located next to the Dunkin' Donuts in Dunn's Corners. All right, on today's show, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Seth Anderson. He is a sophomore forward for Pomfret boys basketball team. Seth, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing well, man. So some big changes, huh? You're over now at Pomfret right now.
Yeah, big change. I'm liking it so far, though.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what has your time been there at Pomfret, like an adjustment to living on the whole, the boarding school life, not being at home, and having your own like dorm?
Yeah. First thing I noticed is you kind of don't have much downtime. You're just going class, meals, practice, workouts. Like you're kind of going all the way until like 10 o'clock at night, which is fun. Sometimes it's hard to find the downtime and rest your mind a little bit, but I like it like that, so I can't complain.
So it sounds like you're like already at like the college level of
Yeah,
like
it kind of is,
the
which is
work.
nice. I've heard it prepares you well for the next level a lot. So
Yeah, it's funny because I just had a conversation with Tyler Kolick, and he pretty much said the same thing, that they're like at Marquette, they're like working out, class, working back out, practice, then like they don't get back. He said he doesn't get back to his dorm till like 10 o'clock too.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe it. That's big time.
Yeah, that is it's crazy. That is big time. So, but what was the decision to go to Pomfret and to play in the NEPSAC?
A lot of it just branched off of not just basketball, but academics. I know like I love Cumberland, great school, but at the end of the day, it's a public school. And I think going to a prep, both for basketball and for academics, was the right decision for me. And also reclassing. So I redid my junior year, and I think that's going to be big for recruiting. And yeah, I think I could definitely use it being a skinnier guy just to fill up my frame a little bit. And, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry. So you're a junior. I messed it up in the intro.
Yeah. I'm a repeat too.
All right. Sorry. I started reclassified. My bad. Bad math on my behalf. I did. So like, what's one of the biggest things? Playing basketball on NESPAC. What's the biggest things that you're looking forward to?
Honestly, playing the coach here, I love. Like so far, Rob Tosti, he's awesome. I'm really excited for playing the coach. Very modern style. He takes it very seriously. He has a lot of knowledge of like the body, and he says like we'll go really hard. Some days we'll go a little softer just to like, let our bodies recover. And I'm excited to play for something more modern like that.
Nice. That's awesome. And like, what's the adjustment to get to know teammates and meet those guys?
Yeah, it was a big adjustment. So like essentially our whole team and our rotation are essentially our whole team minus two guys are new. So we were all in the same boat, which was kind of nice. And like one's from Texas, one's from Minnesota, and one's from New York. So like we're kind of all coming from different walks of life. So, but it was nice being in the same boat as those guys. And yeah.
Nice. How's the young man from Texas adjusting to the cold weather up here?
I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't asked about it, but I'm sure he's adjusting.
Yeah. and then then what's the when does the season start? Who do you like? Is there any specific game you're looking forward to playing to or anything like that?
Honestly, I don't really even know the teams that we play that well. Like I really have, this is the first year I'm here, so I don't really know a ton about it. I've heard Canterbury is very good, and I've heard that's kind of a rivalry game for us. So I'll be excited for that one. And yeah.
Nice. And do you know, are you guys playing in like any holiday tournaments? I know in past you guys played in like the Frosty Francis Holiday Invitational, anything like that. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I think we are. And I think it was an NERR one we're scheduled for this year, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think we're definitely scheduled for one. I just forgetting off the top of my head what it's called.
Yeah. Well, that's very exciting. I mean, it's awesome for you to be at the NESPAC level. And like you said, it sounds like a great opportunity for you, like academically and as well for basketball wise too. I also just want to jump into a little bit about last season and what that was like for you. What was, playing last season in a weird COVID year, no fans? What was that like?
It was tough. The biggest thing is just tough to like focus right out of the gate. Like I felt like most games I kind of got off to a slow start, and I just took me a while to lock in, and that's just because of the environment. Like playing my first 2 years, having a lot of fans at pretty much every game, it's really easy to just be locked in, even through warm-ups, and you're just waiting to play. You're eager to get out there. But with no fans, it kind of felt like a practice most of the time. But it was an adjustment period. I think I adjusted pretty well towards the end of the season to it.
That's good. And then did you have like a favorite game or anything like that during the last season?
It's a good question. I think I'm gonna cheat the question a little bit. But my favorite game I ever played was my sophomore year against LaSalle. It was at home. I believe it was a Friday night, right before winter break, I think. So it was a great atmosphere. We ended up winning that game. They had a great team. That was against Jake Bender and Dimitri Euphrates. So they had a super good team, and Rafaela too. We ended up winning. I think I hit the game-winning free throws with like 30 seconds left. And so it was a really fun game for me. That's probably my favorite game of my whole high school career.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's a crazy game to play against that's a stacked LaSalle team like that and be able to beat them in the last seconds for some free throws.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
That's awesome. And what was it like to play with like teammates like Jackson, Walsh, and and this year you guys had Khalil Fafana. What was it like to play with those guys?
It was a lot of fun, specifically for Jackson Walsh. I know sometimes, like a more specific situation, I would get like caught up in the post, kick it out to him. He might be like 30 feet from the basket and he's still hitting it.
Oh,
so he kind of bailed me out a multitude of times. And Khalil, man, it was so fun to watch him develop. Like he came in obviously being a dog, really wanting it, but towards the end of the season, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do this year. I mean, he's a great player. Super talented, works super hard. I mean, he deserves everything that's coming for him.
That's awesome. Yeah, he can sky. I've seen him I think I went to like one of the summer league games and I saw him like dunk, and I was like, wow, like he could jump.
yeah, he can jump. He can do it all.
That's crazy. So then too, what's it been like you played with BCRI, and what's it been like your experience playing with them and playing through, and you just finished up the fall season with them. What's that been like?
Super enjoyable. First thing I'll say is like I feel like they play a style of basketball that fits my play style really well. They let me like touch a lot, make a lot of passes and stuff like that, and play a lot of different ways, not just around the basket, not just outside, but a combination of both. And really great culture, really great teammates. I mean, I would have to list them all, but all great teammates, great coaches. Yeah, they believed in me from the start, so I really thank them endlessly for that.
That's awesome. And then for yourself, like, what do you think has been your biggest growth as a player, like in the game so far?
That's a good question. I think first and foremost, like just getting stronger. I know I still have a long way to go with that, but like I bring this up all the time. I was in 8th grade, I was 6'4" and like 145 to 150 pounds. So I was super skinny. Like I had to go to the doctors for it. But I've put on like 30, 35 pounds since then. And I can definitely feel the difference in my game. Just grab more rebounds, fighting a little bit better on defense. That's definitely been the biggest addition to my game.
That's awesome. That's great. And then, you're 6'8". Have you grown since? Since?
I think I'm still about 6'8". I'm hoping for one more inch, but I think I'm about 6'8" right now.
That's awesome. And being 6'8", and then like seeing how the game has changed, and like guys are not just, you're not primary post player, you can actually shoot the three and stuff like that. What does that mean to you?
I think that honestly also caters to my game. I didn't used to be a player that could really shoot the three or pass the ball or dribble or anything like that. But I think, like I said, being a little undersized weight-wise, that's helped me a lot. And just being able to go by guys sometimes, shoot the three a little bit, and pass, I think that's helped me a lot. And it's something I've had to pick up too. But I think I've done a pretty good job of it.
That's awesome. That's great. And then like, what's the biggest thing that you've worked on during the off season besides gaining weight? Like anything like dribbling, or what's like the biggest thing?
Definitely my jump shot. And I got together with my prep school coach one time in the summer. He fixed it. Like I used to shoot like kind of a catapult a little bit.
Yeah.
He shortened it up a lot. I've had a ton more success, ton more confidence doing it. And I've worked every day on it. So I'm really happy where it's at right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, the old Michael Red shot might be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then where did the passion of basketball come from? Like where does this all develop and like to get you where you are today?
Good question. So I actually didn't really start playing basketball until middle school, and my middle school coach got me into it. And I really started playing in like church league at St. Joan of Arc in Cumberland. And my dad had played high school basketball. He could have played in college, decided not to. And he was always really like very nice about it. He never like pushed me to do anything I didn't want to. He never like yelled at me after bad games or anything like that. And I think that constant support was really helpful.
That's awesome. That's great. And it's really showing out. I mean, you've come like obviously sounds like you've come a long way into where you are now. And to be in the NEPSAC is such a like it's great. That's amazing for you and some great things that could come down the line for you for sure. And like it sounds like you have some great things in line for yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to ask some questions that are just more fun and for people to get to know you and just so the listeners get to know you. But any pregame rituals or superstitions?
Not really, to be honest. One thing I've started doing is I've always worn two socks, like double sock a little bit.
Yeah.
And I put like one, like I usually wear two Nike socks and I put one so you can see both swooshes essentially.
Yeah.
The other. It's not really a ritual, but like, I don't know why I do it.
That's pretty cool. I think I've actually seen you like in some of the BCRI videos that they post. Like I see the double sock in it.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy a bigger shoe for that?
No, maybe I should. That's a good question. I have not, but I probably should. My feet hurt sometimes. So.
And how about do you have a favorite NBA player or team?
I'm a Celtics fan, but my favorite player is Kawhi. I always tell this, but I have a Spurs Kawhi Leonard jersey that was literally like 4 or 5 years ago, but people think it's been so much longer and it's almost like an antique at this point just because he's been the Raptors and the Clippers. So he's been my favorite player for a long time.
All right. 2 follow-up questions to both of those answers. What was why Kawhi?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I just kind of liked him. I like his mantra, like just not saying much and going and doing his business. And yeah, I just kind of stuck with it.
That's good. And then what do you think about the Celtics so far this season? It hasn't been the best, but what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's early, so I still have hope for them, but they underperformed a little bit last year. So I'm hoping something changes. Either they make a move or they just start playing a little bit different style, but not happy so far.
Yeah, same here. They're making me nervous. I don't know. I feel like our time, I shouldn't say not on the team, but the time of like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is going to like run out eventually or something like that. There's only so long I think we can keep those guys if we don't win a championship.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because they're so young, but like if we keep losing games like this, they're just going to leave and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then like I looked in the top, like ESPN's like top scores or like they looked in the league scores. They're like back to back. They're both like in the top 10, like next to each other. Like one's averaging 26, the other one's averaging 25, but might as well both be 26. I don't know. It's crazy. It sucks, but we'll see. What's your favorite food?
Chicken parm, definitely.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. Do you have a favorite place in Rhode Island to get your chicken parm?
I do. Laura's Grill in Smithfield. It's like 10 minutes from me in Cumberland. It's so good. It's pretty cheap too. It's so good.
Is it?
They give you like two, like that might even be undercut, like this size chicken, 2 of them, and they're so good.
All right, I'll have to try it out. Now, how's food on campus as well? Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, not perfect, but like it's really good. And for eating it 3 meals a day, sometimes 4, I'll bring a second dinner home and eat it like during study hours. I've not gotten sick of it, so I think that says something.
That's good. That's really good. How about favorite music?
I'm a big J. Cole fan. So
nice. Any favorite song by him, or just do you like all the albums?
Definitely like all of them. Probably my favorite song is "Love Yours," though. I like that song a lot.
Nice, very nice. And then, what's your favorite thing to do outside of basketball? Do you like any other sports or anything besides basketball?
Yeah, I grew up my whole life playing baseball, so I would say that's like my secondary sport. I do that more for fun. I used to like before I played basketball, that was my thing, but yeah, I think it's fun. I'm a pitcher, so I just have fun with that. Yeah.
Nice. Are you a Red Sox fan too?
I am a Red Sox fan.
All right. Well, Seth, that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have any questions, comments, or statements before we sign off?
I think that's awesome. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, Seth. Best of luck this season. We'll definitely have to get you back on during the season and then catch up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
And
having me.
yeah, no problem. Anytime.